Arthur Aidala. Arthur, good to see you again. Welcome to News Nation. As I understood his attorney's defense, it was, yes, I hugged them. Yes, I called them darling. Yes, I kissed them, but I thought they liked it.
Well, so there's, you admit what you can't deny, but you deny what you can't admit. So there's certain things, Leland, that he did. There's pictures of them holding them, touching them. So he's got to admit that he did that. But he has to deny that he did it for some form of sexual gratification, because just touching somebody is not a crime. There has to be some, for it to be a what we would call here in New York a forcible touching. There's got to be a sexual element to it. So he can't say he didn't touch them, because there's all kinds of evidence that he did touch them. But he can say that, listen, I was just being nice. I was just being friendly with them and taking a picture with them and putting my arm around them. And his lawyer, Leland, has to walk this tightrope between defending him in a possible impeachment and defending him in a possible criminal case and defending him in civil cases. So having been in her position before, I will tell you this, it is not easy walking that tightrope.
Well, it's interesting you point this out. I had not thought about the admit what you can and don't admit what you can't, but they put out a video of this. You might remember, and we're going to play this video. We did not produce this video. This video was produced by the governor's office and his attorneys, showing him hugging and kissing just about everybody. And is sort of revolting as it has to be to have this conversation with you, Arthur, is basically what his defense is going to be. I hug and kiss all these people. I didn't get sexual gratification from the hugs and kisses you see right there. So why would I from similar behavior with my aides?
Well, that, again, he's been on the record as saying, as an Italian American, that is the way we greet each other. He said today that I never thought I crossed the line, but I obviously did cross the line, and the line has been redrawn, and I never figured out, or I never moved along with the times. And I thought, he brought it into his daughters, and he spoke directly to his daughters. I think that that made some sense in trying to show some empathy and some compassion. Look, you started the program, Leland, talking about, it's the end of a dynasty, and it is obviously the end of a Democratic dynasty. And I saw something, and you mentioned his ego. He really wanted to beat his dad's record and serving 4 terms as opposed to 3. Now he didn't even serve the full 3 terms. So from an ego point of view, he didn't even meet that threshold. The real question I have, what I would love to ask his attorneys is, did they do what I assume they tried to do, which is there were 4 prosecutors looking at these charges, these forcible touching charges. Did they cut a deal with all 4 of them, or one of them, because the Albany prosecutor, a complaint has been filed, and did they say, listen, he'll resign tomorrow, give me a letter saying you will not prosecute him, this case will be over, you'll get his resignation, it's only a misdemeanor, resignation from being the governor is a pretty big punishment, so let's do what's called a non-prosecutorial agreement and move past the criminal aspect of this.
And conceivably, we may never know whether that agreement exists or doesn't exist, correct?
You are absolutely correct, because it's not a public document. Right now, all that's been filed is a police report. Now the prosecutor in Albany has absolute discretion whether to pursue that charge or not pursue that charge. And many people would think that the complainant has some control, but she does not. The prosecutor could say, although I believe you, although I find you credible, I do find that this result meets the ends of justice, and therefore we are not going to arrest him, we're not going to put him through the system, and his resignation satisfies us. There are 4 different prosecutors looking at different aspects of different cases here. I would hope that his attorneys at least, and I'm sure I shouldn't say I'm sure because I don't know, but knowing the quality of his representation, they reached out to those prosecutors and said, hey, resignation is a punishment that way exceeds these crimes that he could be charged with.
Well, and perhaps, and we're purely speculating here, maybe that's why it took 7 days in a way, is that it gave him time to go to each one. We can speculate on and on for the whole show, but it brings up an important question on the timing, because Melissa DeRosa resigned. She was called by many the enabler-in-chief, the secretary or chief of staff in one way, sort of a shadow chief of staff to Andrew Cuomo, and the enforcer on his staff to a number of these women in keeping the people he allegedly had these inappropriate relationships with in line and retaliating against them. What do you make of her resignation yesterday and his today? Any coincidence there?
I mean, look, they're very close. They have been very close for a long time. It's funny because you mentioned the term enforcer. Andrew was his father's enforcer back in the day. Then he had Joe Percoco, who was Andrew's enforcer, who wound up and he's right now in federal prison. And now Ms. DeRosa has stepped in, and apparently she's been fiercely loyal. And I wouldn't be shocked if she knew that this was coming. And maybe what took place over the weekend and yesterday was just those deals with the prosecutors so that Andrew wouldn't be prosecuted criminally as long as he put his resignation in. And she just got out of Dodge a little early.
Well, and you can imagine there's going to be some civil lawyers circling subpoenas for her.
They're already there.
Yeah.
They're already there, Leland.
Excellent insight, Arthur. We're smarter for having you on and appreciate hearing what was actually happening behind the scenes. Good to talk to you.
Thanks, man. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. And we'd love to know what's going on.